Okay, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about your final exam, which is taking place on the 25th of July. That's the end of summer school classes, so there will be no makeups. You have to complete your final by this date. Okay, so you're going to want to review pages 112 to 208, 218 to 223, 230 to 231, 234 to 235, 254 to 255, 266 to 267. For the final exam, you should be able to describe yourself to others. You should be able to converse with others in Spanish about your family. You should be able to conjugate e to I, and ODUE stem changing verbs in the present tense, and use the irregular verbs poner, salir, and traer in sentences. You should be able to demonstrate your ability to extend and decline invitations, how to use the demonstrative adjectives, how to distinguish between and use the verbs saber and conocer. You are also being assessed on your ability to compare objects and people, as well as your ability to describe people or things using superlatives. You're also being assessed on your ability to use the present progressive to discuss that which is happening at the moment. You also need to demonstrate that you can recall the vocabulary needed to order meals and to discuss cooking and recipes. You also need to demonstrate that you can use the verbs dar and decir and indirect object pronouns to talk about things and express to whom or for whom something is intended. You should also be able to demonstrate that you can use the verb gustar and other verbs like gustar to express your likes and dislikes. All of this week's assignments address student learning outcomes 1, 2, 4, and 5. The final exam focuses on reading comprehension, listening, and writing. You will only get one attempt, and I cannot accept any late work because, again, this is the end of summer school. Okay, so everything is due by the end of the day, the 25th. Before I open up the final, also your final draft of your writing assignment is here. So we worked on that. At the beginning of the week. Where is it? The workshop will be moved down here by the 25th. You'll need to look at the feedback that you received from me and from your fellow students and use that feedback to write your final draft, which you'll post in here, and that's also due the same day as the final. So, okay, so let's open up the final and walk through it. So if you open up the final exam, you have one attempt and 4 hours, so don't open it until you're ready. Okay. So most of it's going to be reading comprehension. So you're going to read, like for example here, you're reading about La Familia de Catalina. You'll read the paragraph and then decide whether the statements below are true or false based upon what you've read, and you'll just write cierto or falso in the blank. Same thing here, you're going to read about these two friends, Margarita and Soledad. Decide whether the statements are true or false. Same thing here, Las Mañanas de la Familia Chavez. You're going to read this paragraph about the mornings with the family Chavez, and you're going to decide whether the statements below are true or false. Same thing here with Nicolás y Carlos. Same thing here, los hábitos de comer. The same thing here, un pastel de choclo. You're going to read the paragraph, decide if the statements below are true or false based upon the information you read in the paragraph. Same thing here, el fin de semana de Patricia. You're going to read it, then you're going to read the statements below and decide whether they're true or false based upon what you've read. The same thing here with Héctor, está de vacaciones. So you'll read the paragraph about Héctor, and then you'll decide whether the statements below are true or false based on the information you read. Then you've got una cena especial. You've got a dialogue between Victoria y Raúl. Make sure you read the directions as well. And then again, we've got a bunch of statements, and you're deciding whether they're true or false based on the information you read. And here, a divertirnos, you're going to read about lo que hace Erika, and then decide whether the statements below are true or false. And same thing here, ayer a la universidad, you're going to do the same thing again. Here's where things get a little different. ¿Cómo es tu familia? So there's a few prompts. These questions are helping prompt you to describe your family. You are not answering those questions in question format. You're writing a paragraph. So you're going to write a paragraph in which you tell me how many people are in your family, what your parents' names are, where your family lives, do you have nieces and nephews, what are their names, what is your family like, okay? Here, ¿qué haces en tu tiempo libre? Again, I've given you questions to help you think, so you're just going to write a paragraph in which you tell me, do you prefer to spend time alone or with friends? What do you like to do on the weekends? What do you like to do at night when you don't have to work? Do you like to go downtown and walk around? What do you prefer to do in the summer? And then you've got another one, y en tu casa. So this one you'll answer the questions again, but in paragraph form. You're going to write a paragraph in which you tell me with how many people you live, who vacuums in your house or apartment or your dorm room, who makes the beds, who takes out the trash. Is there anyone at home who doesn't help with the domestic chores? Who is it? Okay, so you're just telling your friend from El Salvador what your home life is like by writing a paragraph that addresses those questions. Okay, next. Mira la casa de los quehaceres domésticos. Watch the following video. I would, if this link works for you, this is the YouTube one, but it's a copy of a video, so it doesn't sound quite as well. So I would, if this will work, I would click on this one, and you're going to want to watch the video. Again, just like in the past, you can pull up the closed captions. And so you can see that she's talking, and then you're going to see the captions there. Okay, so you'll watch the video, and then you're going to fill in the missing words from what's missing from the video. Okay, and then here it's the same. So here you're just going to use these vocabulary words and complete the sentences below, and that's everything that you have to do for the final exam.